How you doing today? My name is Wayne Brauld. I'm the owner of 208 Roofing and Exteriors. We handle roof replacements all over southern Idaho and eastern Oregon. We also do siding and window replacements and gutters. Pretty much anything exteriors we handle. I want to do a short video today to kind of go over the most common question that we always hear from people when we come out to look at a roof. And understandably, that question is, do I really need to get my roof replaced? Do I really have to spend the money? I get it, roofs aren't cheap. Nobody wants to spend whatever it is, 10 to 30 plus $1,000 for a roof. So today I'm going to explain the video whether that's something you really need to do or not. And then also, I'm just going to let you know right up front, we will never try to sell you a roof that you don't need. That's just our code here at 208 Roofing. We get up and check out your roof. We'll tell you exactly what's going on up there. We'll show you photos, videos, give you a rundown of exactly what's going on so you can make a well-informed decision. If the roof doesn't need to be replaced, we're going to tell you it doesn't need to be replaced. I'd be aware of other roofing companies out there. They're not quite as honest as we are sometimes, so be aware of that as well. Today what I want to talk about is any roof that's over the age of 7 to 10 years old. It's, even though the shingles may be perfectly fine and the roof's functioning okay, there's things that fail prematurely, and that's normal with any roof that's been replaced. Even our own is something to look out for. So what that is pipe boots. They're like a rubberized pipe jack that goes over the pipes that come out of your house, usually for toilets and exhausts. And then also something called J-vents. They're right over there, the metal on the roof right there. I'm going to talk about that here in a moment. These fail prematurely all the time. We're constantly running around all over southern Idaho to fix these things. And then another thing that's a huge problem are valleys. Valleys are notorious for leaks. You see where all the water's been running down there at those valleys. Anything pre-2018 build, unfortunately, not all roofers use what's called an ice and water shield, which is a code, state law now, as of 2018. That doesn't mean anything though, unfortunately, because a lot of roofers still don't do it. They're trying to cut corners, trying to cut costs any way they can. And you get this bid, let's say we're at 18,000, you get a bid for 15,000, you're thinking, man, this is the same exact roof, I'm jumping on this. No, that's not the case. Like they're usually cutting corners, they're reusing old materials, they're not using the ice and water shields in the valleys. They're just not doing the roof the way it's supposed to be done. With my company, I assure you, you will get everything you always should get to have your roof fully up to code for the maximum potential on your warranty. We do not cut corners, never have and never will in the 8 years we've been in business. So I want to go over today a little bit more about these issues that are very common. I'm going to zoom in on this guy up here first. This is called a pipe boot, pipe jack. Right around the bottom of that pipe, there's rubberized materials that slides right over that. These things are only designed to last usually 10 to 20 years. If you're really lucky, you can get 20 out of one of them. But I'd say 50% of the roofs that I look at that are only 7, 10 years old or a little older, these are already shredded and ruined and water's getting into the attic. Now you might not notice that in the house, you might not have like a big water stain on your ceiling or sheetrock and dripping coming in, but it's coming down and landing in your attic on top of your fiberglass, and it's kind of like a sponge. And over the years, the hot and cold temperatures, it becomes moldy. It could become a real health hazard for you if that's blowing into your HVAC system and stuff. So it's definitely something to watch out for. We replace these things all the time, even on new roofs. So when we come out, we will take a look at that, show you what's going on. Even though your roof might not be replaced at that time, you might need some pipe jacks. It's pretty common. Number two over here, these guys, a lot of roofing companies, they don't even replace these when they do the roof. We always replace them. We use metal just like these ones are. This particular roof that I'm on now is only a 10-year-old roof, so it's not terribly old. I've looked at everything. It seems to be doing pretty good for 10 years old. There are some kind of premature worn spots on the roof, on the shingles. It looks like they used a low grade, what's called IKO shingle. It's just a builder grade, so they try to put the cheapest stuff they can up here, and it definitely has lost a lot of the granules, and it's kind of wearing out a little quicker than I'd like to see for a roof of this size on this nice of a house. So something to be aware of. These guys here, what happens with them all the time, these are exhaust fans. They're usually for like a bathroom exhaust, laundry room, things like that, dryer, any kind of ceiling exhaust type system. I believe right below here there is a laundry room with a ceiling exhaust fans, and I'd be willing to bet that's exactly what these guys are. These things leak all the time. Like I said earlier, a lot of companies don't replace these, or they'll use a cheap one, plastic. We replace these on every roof that we do, but these fail often, usually after 10 to 15 years. Water seems to find its way up underneath these lips, these tops. See how loose that is? These tops can actually pop right off, and water can get right under there if the wind blows hard enough. So they're very delicate. We run into these things as a problem all the time. So number one was the pipe jacks. Number two are these vents, these J vents. Again, they're bathroom, usually bathroom, laundry room exhaust fans. The next thing that we always see is these valleys that leak because the previous roofer didn't put ice and water shield on these. Now, something to think about, if you do have a leak in this area, and you're paying, I don't know, $2,500 to $3,500 range to just get this valley repaired, then you might want to kind of consider, like, hey, I got 5 more valleys around this house. They're all probably going to start doing the same thing. Is it worth it for me to just pay this much for a repair, or should I just get the whole roof replaced? And those are just honest things we'll just throw your way and let you make a well-informed decision on what your budget allows. But those are some of the key things that we run into on these roofs that have problems before the actual roof shingles themselves fail. Now, if you have a roof like this and you have missing shingles from, say, windstorms, or even like if you live in an area where there's a lot of hail, in that case, the roof might be prematurely damaged beyond repair. So, you have a section of missing roof, and have another section missing roof. Now you're, spending thousands of dollars to replace these sections. What's going to happen, a couple of years from now, when the next windstorm comes, another section might blow off, and it just becomes a snowball effect where you're spending thousands on all these repairs. Maybe it's just time to just get the roof replaced. So something there to think about. But once again, we won't ever try to sell you something that you don't really need. We'll just advise, and you can make a decision for yourself. Another thing I want to point out is I noticed on this particular roof, there's a lot of exposed nail heads. These are no good. We see these on 50% of the roofs that we do. Even though this is kind of up under the eave, if there is some strong wind that blows and hits this wall and rain goes into those nails, it's going to leak into the house. This would definitely not pass an inspection through a city or a county. Those all need to be sealed with some sort of 100% silicone. These are just something else that we run into often. So I'm going to end the video there, but we just want to say that 208 Roofing, we will never try to sell you a roof you don't need. We'll love to give you a free inspection, tell you what's going on, and we provide photos, videos, and everything for you to look at to decide what you think you need to do. We're just here to kind of inform you, and we're going to let you decide what works best for you and your budget. We do have 3 different types of roof levels. We have good, better, and best. So if it's not your forever home, you're not going to live and die in the thing, and it's not your dream house, I would say maybe just go with an entry-level roof that's budget friendly. Number 2, if you're not really sure, but you want a good roof that's you don't have to even ever think twice about, I would go with a better grade roof. So not the good, but the better. And then we also have best. So if you have a house, you just love it, you're pumping money into it, you're not going anywhere, I would recommend the most premium roof. That's usually a presidential shingle, which is a top of the line. We can discuss that with you. Or a metal shingle. We actually have metal shingles now. They're stone coated, just like these asphalt roofs that are a 50-year roof. And then we have metal roofs. So there's different options and different price categories. We're not going to be the cheapest probably that you'll see, and that's just because we do good quality. Everything comes with a 10-year labor warranty and the manufacturer's true warranty. We don't skimp out on anything or take stuff off and put it back down again. Everything comes off, we replace it with all brand new premium stuff. So might be a couple thousand more than your cheapest bid, but you're getting what you pay for. And we definitely won't be the most expensive. We're a small family-owned business. We don't have a ton of overhead. We don't have 50 offices, 100 trucks, billboards, all that kind of stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this little presentation, just to kind of give you an idea how it works up here on the roof. I thank you for taking the time watching this, and we hope that you'll give us a call at 208-591-8997, or check us out on the web at www.208roofing.com or www.208roofing.net, and check out our reviews. Over 200 plus 5-star reviews, none negative. Better Business Bureau A+ accredited. You're in good hands, and I'll make sure of it. I'm the owner again. My name's Wayne Brault. Thanks for watching this video. 208 Roofing. Bye-bye.